Hi everybody, it's Neil Martin, Natural Juice Junkie. I just want to make a short video. A few weeks ago now, I sent out a survey to my subscriber list, to my newsletter. And one of the things that I asked in that survey was, if you could ask me just one question, what would it be? One of the things that I now plan to do is to post a number of these videos answering every single question that I've received. Every single one. So it may take me a little bit of time because there's a lot of questions in there, but I promise if you sent me a question, then I will get to it and I will answer it for you. I thought I'd start today though with perhaps the most common theme amongst those questions. There was a whole bunch of questions in there that were basically saying things like, how do you motivate yourself? What keeps you motivated? What is it that motivates you? How do you stay motivated? And so I thought I would tackle that first. My motivation is very simple. It's also unique to me in that nobody else has my children. That is my motivation. When my little girl was born, and she's 5 years old now, and when she was born, my son was 10, I was still in bad shape. It was before I started to make any of the changes to my lifestyle. It's before I started juicing. It's before I started to lose any weight. And I can remember sitting in the hospital with my wife, my son, and my newborn baby daughter, and watching my son holding his sister in her arms. And at the time, my son was 10. And I kind of thought to myself, if I carry on living the way I'm living now, I probably won't get to see my daughter reach 10. And my son is going to have to become like a father for her. And I wasn't prepared to let that happen, either to her or to him. Now, if you've read my story, or you've heard my story, or you've seen me talk at a live event sharing my story, you'll know that the decline in my health started when I was 22 years old, and I lost my own father suddenly to cancer when he was aged just 50. What keeps me motivated is very, very simple. I don't want to repeat that cycle. I don't want my children to grow up without a father. I don't want my grandchildren to never meet their grandfather. Now, my father died of cancer, and cancer, there's a number of reasons why we might get cancer, but we can influence our risk. Just like many of the diseases that are all over this Western world that we live in, whether you're in the US, the UK, Australia, other parts of Europe, the developed world, where increasingly we're seeing more and more diseases of affluence, diseases of convenience, diseases of eating processed food and living a sedentary lifestyle. And I want to lower my risk, because I want to increase my chances of being around to see my kids grow up and be adults, and to meet my grandchildren, and who knows, maybe even my great-grandchildren. So when I have days that I think, I really want to eat whatever bad food that I used to want, or, I don't want to go for a run today, or I don't want to go to the gym today, or whatever it happens to be, I just tend to look at my kids, or look at a picture of my kids, or even just think about my kids and think about what life would be like for them if I repeated that cycle of passing away at a young age like my father did. I actually don't think I would have lived to see 40 had I not made the changes that I did in my life 5 years ago. I'm 39 this year, and just recently had my birthday. So, I'm in the last year of my 30s. This is definitely not going to be the last year of my life, but had I not made those changes, I sadly think it would have been. Anyway, if you want to hear more of the answers to these questions, they're not all about me and my motivation. There's a whole bunch of other questions in here that aren't necessarily even specifically about me, but just about juicing and best practice and things like that. If you want to see them all, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to have the opportunity to ask me these kinds of questions in the future, then, you know, why not subscribe to my newsletter? I don't spam people. I don't send, you know, vast amounts of messages, maybe one every 7 to 10 days, something like that. And I never ever share your details with anybody else. So, you know, if you want to get in touch with me, then that's a great way to do it. Anyway, see you on the next video, and thank you for watching this.